Aquarius, welcome to your reading for the week of July 21st. This is just a reminder, if you enjoy this reading, I'd really love it if you subscribed, liked, and comment. I'm having a lot of fun doing this channel. It's become such an awesome hobby and passion. So if you'd like to see more videos, please make sure to subscribe with the button down below. I don't know which side it's on. We're going to start off with a cut of the deck. Always start off with a cut of the deck here to look at the focus card for you, Aquarius. And the focus card for you is the Ace of Cups. So this is your heart being full. This is you being in tune to your emotions. This is you having the ability to fill your own cup, right? So you can see this big cup is above the water here and it's overflowing, right? So this is you being tapped into your emotions, Aquarius. And this is always a big focus for Aquarius, right? I'm an Aquarius rising, and Aquarius really loves to live in the mind. I love living in the mind, but it's really important for Aquarians to balance that out by moving energy into your heart, right? So how do you do that? How do you get out of your head and into your heart more? How do you balance thinking and feeling? So that's a big focus for you for this coming week, Aquarius. All right, so let's pull 5 cards for you here. We're going to do a 5-card spread. Your first card is the Three of Swords. Second card, Aquarius, is the Ten of Swords. Third card is the Chariot. Your fourth card is the Page of Wands. And your fifth card is the Eight of Cups. So you are healing something here, Aquarius. I want you to think about that, what it is that you're healing, what it is that has caused you pain that you want to bring to a closure and a finality. And there's a card here that says you'll do that. So you start off with the Three of Swords. The Three of Swords is about healing. The Three of Swords is obviously about heartache. It's one of, you got two of the scariest looking cards in the deck, in my opinion, with the Three of Swords and the Ten of Swords here. So what has hurt you? Who have you hurt? Right? And think about that. So this is obviously heartbreak. These swords are in our hearts. These swords are in your heart. The key to the Three of Swords is by forgiving people that have hurt you. Right? It's taking the swords out of your heart and processing that pain, really being thankful for that pain, right? Because if you think about, a lot of the pain that we hold on to it because we haven't processed it, right? So a lot of the pain that we hold on to, we haven't forgiven the past, we haven't forgiven those people, and holding on to these swords or leaving these swords in your heart will, make you have pain that is unnecessary. So what has hurt you? Who has hurt you? Who have you hurt? Right? And to forgive them, it's not a matter of like calling them up or texting them. It's just forgiving them in your own heart by removing these swords, asking for forgiveness, even if you don't do it to their face, asking for forgiveness for the people that you've hurt, right? Because then this helps you process that pain. This helps you to really, really move forward and to have less pain. Right. And your next card is a card of like ultimate pain, right? You have the Ten of Swords, right? So the Ten of Swords is really reaching a place where something painful in your life is coming to a close, right? And, you can see here in the Ten of Swords, he's making a symbol here, which is the symbol that the Hierophant makes, and it's this symbol here. And this symbol is a symbol of blessings. This symbol is a symbol of completion, right? The tens, in my opinion, in the tarot are cards of completion, right? It's when we take the steps in each of the suits to reach a 10. It lets us allow ourselves to bring whatever those steps were in each of the suits to a closure, to a completion. So again, with that Three of Swords coming up as your first card in the deck, you want to think about who has hurt you, what has hurt you, how you're going to bring it to a closure. And when you do, you achieve the Ten of Swords. And the Ten of Swords is a finality when it comes to pain. The Ten of Swords is a finality when it comes to, heartbreak and bringing it to a closure, and then understanding that pain was truly a blessing. That pain transformed you. That pain will make you withstand future pain much easier, right? So it's really important to embrace pain with this Ten of Swords and not be scared about how scary this card is, right? But definitely understanding that pain has its purpose. Your third card is the Chariot. Right. So once you practice this forgiveness, once you practice this healing, once you practice bringing this pain to a finality, you are going to be moving on victoriously. You're moving on to, better things. You're moving on to more happiness. Right. The Chariot is a card of choosing yourself. And whatever I've always felt and interpreted as far as this card goes. You see this guy here, he's moving on from this home behind him. He's moving on from everything that he's known, everything that he's comfortable with. It's not working for him anymore and he's choosing himself. So how do you choose yourself? What are you moving past? What are the pains that you're moving past? How do you want to transform these pains into victories in your life? Anything that's given you pain, any aspects where you've had pain, if it's in relationships, if it's within family, your job, within yourself, right? How do you be mindful of that pain and transform it so that you can move on to better things, to more happiness? And again, it's about choosing yourself, right? You shouldn't stay in situations where it's painful to you, right? And it might involve other people, parts of yourself where you have a dynamic of pain. How are you going to choose yourself, a better version of yourself, so that you can move on and have a victory and claim a victory? You have the Page of Wands, right? So this is saying you need to go on an adventure, right? So maybe this is this process here of moving forward, right? It's hard to move forward. It's hard to choose ourselves sometimes because we don't know where we're going. But the energy of the Page of Wands is he doesn't know where he's going. He's taking on a new adventure. He doesn't know what's going to happen. New adventures can lead to pain, but new adventures can lead to growth. New adventures can lead to fun and happiness. So the Page of Wands is saying in order for you to process these past pains in your life, it's really important for you to move forward and just be excited about it. You don't know what's going to happen, right? Don't have a scarcity mindset of this adventure can hurt me. Take on this new adventure, whatever it is for you, with enthusiasm. All right. And then you have your final card is the Eight of Cups. So this is another card of moving on. This is a card of walking away from the things that no longer serve you. He's been working on these 8 cups, but he realizes that the 8 cups, even though he's worked a lot on these 8 cups, he's worked through his emotions, he's worked on manifesting things in his life, they're not working for him anymore. So this is another card of choosing yourself. This is another card of walking away along with that Chariot, right? These 2 cards are very, very similar. So for them to come up in a 5-card spread, it's asking you to walk away from the things that are no longer working in your life and move towards something else, because he's moving towards the 9 of Cups. And the 9 of Cups is him moving closer to his wishes, him moving closer to his happiness, right? So it's you have to trust yourself, you have to choose yourself and walk away from the things that are no longer helping you in your life. So let's clarify here, Aquarius. Your first card is the Three of Swords, and we'll pull a card for the Three of Swords. And with the Three of Swords, you have the Queen of Swords. Another card of looking ahead, another card of moving forward, another card of leaving the past behind. So, this is something that we all have to do, regardless of your sign. This is just a focus for you here this week, Aquarius. How are you moving forward from past heartbreak? How are you looking ahead? How are you, the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Swords here, she's looking ahead and she's leaving the past behind her. She's no longer looking at the past, right? So what are the parts of your past that were painful? What are the parts of people in your past, situations, relationships, circumstances that hurt you? How do you truly leave it behind you? How do you stop looking at it? Or not stop looking at it, but how do you process it so that this pain isn't something that is going to really hinder the movement that you have going forward in your life? Because the Queen of Swords is all about looking towards the future. The Queen of Swords is looking at things with clarity and focus and really, again, building your future here, Aquarius, right? Us Aquarians, we are very futuristic. We sometimes can have glimpses into the future. Sometimes we see the future and it happens, right? So it's how do you make that more powerful in yourself here, Aquarius, with the Queen of Swords? With the Ten of Swords, you have Oh, two cards wanted to come out. Awesome. So with the Ten of Swords, you have the Empress and the World, right? So the Empress says that you are very abundant. The Empress says that you are very attractive. You are gaining attention. The Empress is a card of ease, right? Bringing abundance into your life without trying or working too hard, bringing an easiness to your life, making things easier. These are tasks. These are, your relationships. This is just everyday things. How are you going to do things in your life with much more ease? And then when you do, you become more magnetic, you become more attractive. And then you have the World, and the World is completion, right? So the pain that you've experienced, what you're moving towards, is going to make you more attractive with the Empress here. And the World is a card of completion, right? The World is the last card in the major arcana, and it says, we've gone through all the steps of the major arcana, and we've completed the journey and the steps, and then it's going to come to a completion. And then you get to start something new, obviously, right? Because you have two cards here of moving, or really three cards here of moving towards something new in your last three cards of this 5-card spread. The third card is the Chariot. With the Chariot, you have the Three of Pentacles. So you're moving towards people who you're going to work with. You're moving towards a new community or people that you've worked well with, right? These are going to be old friends, right? The three of Pentacles is working with others. It's definitely finding your tribe. It's definitely a card of community, friendships, relationships, getting out into the world and finding people that you would want to work with, or looking at people in your life that you want to continue working with. And this is what it's saying that you need to do. You need to move towards people that are going to add value to your life. You're going to need to move towards people that you work well with here, Aquarius. Your fourth card is the Page of Wands, and the Page of Wands, you have the Emperor, right? So you have divine counterparts. You have the Emperor and the Empress. In a 10-card spread, you have a divine counterpart. This is you moving towards being adventurous, towards you really being a boss, being an emperor, right? The Emperor is someone who has ultimate control. The Emperor is someone, no one tells the Emperor what to do because he's the boss. And the thing about the Emperor is that he has his armor underneath him, underneath his robe here. That means he's ready to go, right? So if you have the Page of Wands with the Emperor, it means that any opportunity for you to take on a new adventure, you just have to go. Just know that you're ready. Know that you have that armor. Know that you can withstand anything that you need to on this adventure. And then if you do that, you're going to boss up, right? And you have the Empress too. So if this is about love, if there's a new opportunity for you in love, or something that you want to do, a new opportunity that you want to move towards in your life, something that you will love, you have the Emperor and the Empress. So that's a divine counterpart. So, if love is something that you want in your life, you need to put yourself out there. You need to know that you are a boss. You need to attract someone who's an Empress. You need to attract someone who's on your level here, with that Emperor and the Page of Wands. And if it's not about love, it's just about you taking on a new adventure so that you can love yourself more. Hopefully you can love life more. You can love new adventures or old adventures that you've always taken on. You're going to love them in a different way with that Page of Wands. With the Eight of Cups, you have the Magician. So you're walking towards manifestation. You're walking towards like what you want to bring into your life with this Magician, right? The Magician is all about understanding that you have to pick the right, tool in the tarot for the job. Right? He's a master of all the suits of the tarot, the emotions of the cups, the logical thinking skills of the swords, the boldness and the adventure of the wands, and the creativity of the wands, and work and resources and skills with the pentacles. So whatever it is that you are working towards here, or walking towards, or moving towards here, are you going to use your mind more? Are you going to use your emotions more? Are you going to use your creativity, your boldness, your adventurous spirit? Or are you going to use how you work and your skills, right? Any resources that you have, anything inside of you that you're going to use as far as working towards, this, whatever it is that you're walking towards here from this Eight of Cups, what are you going to do to really bring in whatever you want? Right? Think about this card and think about that, you want to bring in something that you really, really want here with the Magician. And, It looks good. Just get through that pain and forgive. All right, Aquarius. So again, if you like this, if you're here at the end of the video, I really appreciate it. If you liked it, there's going to be some playlist popping up. I'm going to add more to that playlist, and it's just going to be, outside of tarot readings. It'll talk about the tarot a little bit more, and then it'll have different topics. So thank you for watching, Aquarius. Have a good week.